Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, it has been more than a month since a Sarasota teen first went missing. Jabez Span was last seen in Newtown on September 4th, and after weeks of organized searches, his friends and family have not given up hope. ABC 7's Erica Jackson joins us live from the site of a prayer and walk in honor of Jabez to explain how a recent development in that case has led to some extra motivation for those searching for him. Erica?
Good evening, Adam. Friends and relatives of Jabez organized a prayer vigil that took place here at Newtown Estates Park just a couple hours ago. And then the group marched along Dr. Martin Luther King Way, ending their march in the 1500 block of 23rd Street in Sarasota. That's the last place where Jabez was seen. And the Sarasota Police Department says they have been actively searching for Jabez since September, conducting grid searches, following his phone location, all while following up on other leads from tips. There's a $6,000 reward currently out for anyone who has information about Jabez or his whereabouts. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement issued a missing child alert last month, and now the FBI is involved with the search to find the missing 14-year-old.
And somebody know what's going on, and we appeal to you to please humble your heart and bring Jabez back home. Let our baby go.
I'm still praying to God that he come back home in one piece. And I'm going to keep that little faith that I got a little bit left, but I ain't going to let it go.
Relatives of Jabez that were at the prayer vigil say while it was going on, members of the FBI were conducting a search in the Laurel Park area of Sarasota. That's just about 1 mile from here. And while they say they appreciate all the prayers, what they really want is for more community members to come out to the organized searches that they've been hosting around the area. And family members and friends say the next one they plan to host would be a week from today on October 15th. Reporting live in Newtown, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Certainly been an impressive display of community support. Erica, thank you very much. In other news, Nate has been downgraded to a tropical depression, and now the cleanup can begin for many coastal areas. Video of Nate's destructive force coming in from all over the Gulf Coast, including Alabama, Mississippi, even the Florida Panhandle. That storm bringing floodwaters and power outages. ABC's Maggie Rulli is in Mobile, Alabama this evening and gives us a look at that destructive force.
Nate slammed into the Gulf twice last night as a Category 1 hurricane, drenching the Gulf and threatening the coast with a dangerous storm surge. In Mississippi, this highway flooded out by the rising water. The surge also inundating casinos in the area. This parking garage in Biloxi looked more like a lake. The vehicles left behind tossed like toys by the incoming waves. Nate made landfall twice, first in Louisiana, then a second time in Biloxi, Mississippi. In addition to the storm's 85-mile-per-hour hurricane-force winds, tornadoes were a major concern. At least 2 reportedly touched down, and a water spout was spotted off the coast of Alabama. Many people woke up to wet and windy conditions. More than 100,000 people in Alabama and Mississippi lost power.
In every storm, we've been very fortunate because we're close to the grid and we've had power all the time. But it was really a ferocious storm.
But still, much of the South is counting their blessings. New Orleans was spared, and most of the flood water is already receding. Now the cleanup can begin. People already working to clear debris. The fast-moving storm quickly made its way through the region, downgrading to a tropical storm and then just a depression shortly after striking land. For this young couple in Mobile, they're banking on rain bringing luck on their wedding day. Nate struck just as the two were hitting up the dance floor.
We were dancing and we just weren't going to let it rain on our parade.
Cleanup here in Mobile, Alabama is already underway, but Nate is not quite over yet. The storm is moving inland and is expected to bring rain as far north as New York. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Mobile, Alabama.
Florida Governor Rick Scott has also announced that the federal government is issuing an emergency declaration for Escambia and Santa Rosa counties in the Florida Panhandle following Hurricane Nate. So far, no reports of major damage or deaths in that area. And for more on Nate, we toss it over to Steve Newman in for Wendy Ross tonight with our first alert weather forecast. Steve.
Adam, Nate is still swirling around the deep south. Atlanta has gotten a lot of rain today from the storm, as the southern Appalachians as well. Its circulation center right now in northern Alabama, moving into Tennessee. So we're going to see more flooding reports coming out of the storm for the next day or so until it eventually moves into the North Atlantic. Now, these spiraling bands, that Nate has brought in have just been hit or miss across Florida. And if you're right in the heart of Florida, you got hit. A lot of lightning from these storms in Highlands County, from Arcadia, Wauchula, all the way up through really the middle of the state. Now, had they come right across the Sun Coast, we would have got the rain too, but we lucked out and we didn't get it. Of course, we need some little bit of rain now for the lawns. Offshore, there's some more storms. We're stuck in the middle here. I don't think there's going to be much in the way of rain for the next few days. And our overnight futurecast shows hit and miss here and there, but our chance of rain is going down to like about 10% for the next few days. Might see a pop-up shower here and there, but your chance of getting it, about 10% coverage. Here are the forecast temperatures overnight, dipping off into the upper 70s. We should be 70 for a low this time of year. It's going to be warmer than normal, both on the overnight lows and daytime highs. We'll talk more about that local weather in just a few minutes. Adam?
All right, thank you very much, Steve. And back to another hurricane, Hurricane Irma, which the Sun Coast and the rest of Florida continue to rebuild from nearly 1 month later. This weekend, Senator Marco Rubio and U.S. Secretary of the Interior Ryan Zinke getting a firsthand look at some of the damage done in Florida, in the Florida Everglades. Everglades officials estimate the park brings in some $250 million to that local economy, which could be taking a hit while those facilities remain closed due to damage.
We all understand how important our parks are, not only for stewardship and protection of American lands, but also for the local communities.
Here on the Sun Coast, Sarasota Jungle Gardens is reopening partially this weekend for the first time following Hurricane Irma, the storm causing massive damage to its grounds to the point that some of those grounds are still closed due to safety concerns. To help individuals and small businesses still recovering from Irma, a temporary disaster recovery center has opened up in Bradenton. FEMA, the U.S. Small Business Administration, and state officials will be on hand at that center located at the DeSoto Square Mall through Tuesday. They will be able to help you fill out an application for assistance or update your status. You can stop by the mall on U.S. Highway 301 Boulevard West until 8 p.m. tonight, or on Monday and Tuesday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The center is located by the Sears inside the mall. The Florida nursing home where 12 patients died during Hurricane Irma is now laying off its 245 employees. The rehabilitation center at Hollywood Hills informed state officials that that facility is closing its doors. A criminal investigation continues to be underway after several patients died in sweltering heat when that center lost power during the storm. Several families of those victims have now filed lawsuits. Workers losing their jobs include occupational, speech and physical therapists, nurses, and dietary aides. Well, who makes the best chili in Sarasota? Well, that's exactly what 16 contenders were looking to find out today at the 18th annual Morton's Firehouse Chili Cook-Off. Hundreds of people coming out to try all of those different chili flavors, but whether you like yours spicy, sweet, or in a spice drizzled over popcorn, all of those proceeds from today's events are going to a good cause, the Sarasota Firemen's Benevolent Fund, which goes towards helping local firefighters and their families during a time of crisis.
The first time that the Sarasota Firefighters Benevolent Fund has invited law enforcement to participate in this event. I've come myself as a spectator before. We've never been a part of this, and we are so excited today. Our booth is Green Mile Chili, after the movie Green Mile. Our theme is the best last meal you'll ever have. We got tons of Sheriff's Office employees here, just out here to have a good time and show our support for the firefighters.
The winner and People's Choice was Southern Manatee with their Hazmat Chili. Second and third place went to Longboat Key Fire and Sarasota Station 12, respectively. ABC 7's very own Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan also helped judge that event. The man knows his chili as much as weather. Well, still to come here on ABC 7, a Twitter war blowing up on social media. President Trump and a prominent Republican senator going head-to-head as that debate over kneeling during the national anthem heats up. Plus, what the FBI is doing to help concert goers following that deadly mass shooting in Las Vegas last week.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now, 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Welcome back. The president and vice president engaging with critics over social media today. Their statements igniting more backlash. ABC's Chuck Sievertson gives us a look at that back and forth.
The political battleground playing out on Twitter Sunday. President Trump taking aim at Senator Bob Corker after the Tennessee Republican announced last month he will not run for re-election. Kicking off a series of attacks today, Trump wrote, "Senator Corker begged me to endorse him for re-election. I said no, and he dropped out." Corker fired back, tweeting, "It's a shame the White House has become an adult daycare center. Someone obviously missed their shift this morning." It wasn't always this way. Back in March, this is how the president described Corker.
"A great friend of mine, Senator Bob Corker."
But things changed, and by August, Corker had this to say about the president's reaction to the deadly violence in Charlottesville.
Has not yet been able to demonstrate the stability nor some of the competence that he needs to demonstrate in order to be successful.
Corker's office says Trump actually called the senator last week, asking him to reconsider his decision and reaffirming he would endorse him. Meanwhile, Vice President Mike Pence is taking up the fight with the NFL. The VP leaving the Colts 49ers game in Indianapolis early because players kneeled during the national anthem. Pence tweeted, "President Trump and I will not dignify any event that disrespects our soldiers, our flag, or our national anthem." 49ers players have regularly kneeled. Colin Kaepernick was the team's quarterback last year when he originated his protest against police brutality and racial inequality. President Trump reacted saying, "I asked Pence to leave stadium if any players kneeled. I am proud of him and Second Lady Karen." Senator Brian Schatz of Hawaii responded, asking, "Wait, this was orchestrated to make a point? That's not an inexpensive thing to do." Chuck Sievertson, ABC News, New York.
And President Trump could still need Senator Corker's support to get tax reform passed. Republicans hold a narrow 52-seat majority in the Senate, and some Republicans have already expressed doubts about the current plan. Well, the recovery process for thousands of survivors of the Las Vegas mass shooting 1 week ago has begun. The FBI allowing people to go retrieve thousands of personal items such as cell phones and purses left behind at the Route 91 Harvest Festival. That's where Stephen Paddock killed 58 people at a country music concert from his 32nd floor suite at the Mandalay Bay.
We're past the response portion of this horrible incident. This is all about recovery now. And we need to get that messaging out about recovery. It's going to be a very, very long process, but we want to work as hard and as focused as we can on it and help the people that are in need for recovering from this and heal together as a community.
The newest clues in that investigation coming from a note found in Paddock's hotel room revealing to be written calculations about where he needed to aim to maximize accuracy and kill as many people as possible. The investigation into Paddock's motive for that attack is ongoing. Anna, thank you to all those news outlets reporting the memorials in the meantime. Well, let's turn to weather. Steve Newman in for Wendy Ross this weekend with
Wendy's
our first
off
alert forecast.
She's about 3 weeks off. She's getting a long vacation, which she deserves, so you're going to have a lot of me.
A lot of Newman over the next couple weeks.
She'll be back there late October. We've got some interesting weather coming up. It's more like summer rather than fall for the next week or so. Let's take a look at what it'll look like over Sarasota Bay today from our Van Wezel cam. And you can see clouds here and there, a little bit of sun, but most of the rain, or all the rain, was in the interior of Florida and out in the Gulf of Mexico. So spiraling bands from Nate did not quite bring us any rain. We'll look at those in just a minute. But right now it's 82 degrees at the airport. 77% degrees is the dew point. 85% is the humidity with those southwest winds at 8. The high today 90, warmer than normal, but the nights have been way warmer than normal for the last 3 or 4 days. The record high 97 set back in 1973 when I was doing weather at this station the first time. And the record low 52 in 1987 when I was doing the weather in San Francisco. Now, let's move on and look at the Florida weather. We have a line of showers and thunderstorms stretching from Orlando right down to Lake Okeechobee. And there's been a lot of lightning with these too around Arcadia, Wauchula, down to across the Highlands County. And there's one of the bands that could have gotten us. This band could have gotten us, but we were right in the middle, so we didn't get any precipitation. Those bands are also being suppressed by drier air coming in on the periphery of what used to be Hurricane Nate. You can see in this water vapor image, it's tan colors indicating drier air filtering in the state. That's going to suppress our chance of rain for the next few days. Now look at the full tropics besides Nate. We'll get there in a minute, but right now we do have a surface low with a 70% chance of developing right in the middle of the Atlantic. But the thing is, even if it does, it's just going to do loop, de loop, de loop, de loop, and not cause any problems except for fish and shipping out there. Looking at the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico. We've already had our second peak of the hurricane season early October, and now it's down, but there's a chance we could get some for the next few weeks, so we don't want to let our guard down, but there's no potential development areas right now. And this is what's left with Nate. You can see it swirling from northern Alabama, moving into the Appalachian regions, and that's where we're going to have the most problems with rain and flooding. Is going to be northern Georgia. Atlanta has just been hammered by thunderstorms today, far western South Carolina, and you can see these bands are going to move up through the Ohio Valley states and eventually douse the northeast. Here's the future progress of now tropical depression Nate with winds at 35 miles per hour. By tomorrow morning it'll be over Ashland, Kentucky at 2 a.m. That's where my family's from, and then over the Finger Lakes of upstate New York Monday at 2 p.m. and it'll wash out with more heavy rain. Here's our weather headlines that you need to know. It's going to be mainly dry this week and a 10% chance of rain off and on, and heat index is going to be over 100. It's going to feel like summer. Here's our rapid refresh. This is our RPM model showing the prediction of rainfall. Hit and miss showers and thunder showers. And tomorrow at 8, it looks like we might have some up in Hillsborough and Pinellas County. That's a little ways out, but all in all, the chance of rain is going to be decreasing right on through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with only a slight chance. Your beach and boating forecast shows we'll have winds from southeasterly direction in the morning, southwestern in the afternoon, very light, seas 2 to 4 feet. Great day at the beach with a beach temperature of 86, the water temperature 85. And here's my forecast for tonight. We'll have a slight chance of showers. Our low temperature 75 degrees with southeast winds 5 to 10. And tomorrow, only the slight chance continues, the high close to 90 degrees. And here's your 7-day outlook, showing that chance pretty much. Those are the numbers I didn't put in, but this should be more like 10, 20, 30, 20, 30. I'll fix that for the late show. I don't know how that happened. Adam, that's your weather.
Now, sports.
All right, I feel like some crazy vibes heading into sports here. Well, Well, the Bucks, they're taking the weekend off after losing a close one to the Patriots on Thursday night. Sunday afternoon, however, a bit more kind to those remaining Florida teams. Let's start in Miami, where they had a moment of silence before the game to honor those victims in Las Vegas. Also, a couple players from both teams waiting out the anthem in the locker room for a change instead of sitting or kneeling. Now, if you like defense, this was the game for you. More yards punting than total offense for both teams. Miami scoring the first touchdown on this Matt Castle fumble and taking a 10-0 lead. Jay Cutler finished with 92 yards passing, but 5 of those yards leading to 6 points right there. That catch by Jarvis Landry. Those points the difference as the Finns hang on and beat Tennessee without their starting quarterback, Marcus Mariota. The Jaguars up in Pittsburgh today for another AFC North beatdown. Former Florida State Seminole Jalen Ramsey picking off Ben Roethlisberger in the first quarter, and this would be a familiar sight for Steelers fans. Watch as Ramsey later tips another pass to his safety, Barry Church, and Church takes it 51 yards for Jacksonville's second pick six of the game. The Jags D intercepting 5 passes off Big Ben. First-rounder Leonard Fournette rumbles for 181 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jaguars slam the Steelers 30-9. Red Sox in an elimination game tonight in Boston. Astros jumping out to an early 3-run lead, capped off by this 2-run home run from Carlos Correa. Boston fans obviously thinking, well, here we go again, especially when starter Doug Fister got pulled with 2 runners on in the second. But Boston getting back within a run, and then rookie Rafael Devers gives the Red Sox their first lead of the postseason with his first home run of the postseason. The Red Sox add just a few more. They win it 10-3 and stay alive in the playoffs. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
If you have Medicare, I have 3 things you'll want to hear. There's an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana. It includes Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage, and it may save you money in so many ways. It's all in this book, and it's yours free just for calling. You'll see all the ways the plan might save you money, even on prescription drugs. In fact, last year, Humana Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan members saved an estimated $6,500 on average on their prescription costs. And you get all this coverage with an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. Even if you've looked at Humana before, you need to take another look at this plan. We'll send you the decision guide absolutely free, in a slightly smaller size, of course. Discover the all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan that could cut your costs and cover your prescriptions. Call 1-800-824-8241 or go to humanabigbook.com. The savings are too big to miss.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. They send out devastating letters, garnish paychecks, and even put liens on your home or business. You may have heard of it. It's called enforced compliance. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms and can negotiate a tax settlement with the IRS. It's that simple. And if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars, finally ending your financial stress. Now is the time for a fresh start. Now is the time to call Tax 10,000. 800-699-3188. That's 800-699-3188. Call now.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
The ABC 7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today.
One of Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein's top advisors is calling it quits. Lisa Bloom made the announcement in a tweet this weekend, her resignation coming after Weinstein apologized over numerous allegations of sexual assault. According to the New York Times, the allegations span 3 decades and include at least 8 legal statements. However, Weinstein plans to sue the Times over that article. 3 other members of Weinstein's film company resigned on Friday, indicating that he was seeking professional help and that an independent investigation is underway. McDonald's is introducing a new item, the McVegan burger, at least in Finland. Anyways, it'll be a trial run. The chain will be offering a meatless soy patty on a quarter-pounder bun in 5 restaurants around the city of Tampere. The burger includes a vegan McFeast sauce, delicious, ketchup, mustard, fresh tomato, lettuce, onion, and pickle slices. McDonald's says customer feedback will determine whether the McVegan burger goes forward. Steve, you expressed a little excitement about that.
What are they waiting for? Just do it. Honest to goodness. I have a lot of friends who are
You're
vegan.
trusting the McVegan.
Well, I mean, if you're vegan and you want to eat something quick, you should need to get it.
Fair enough. Yeah, say no more. I'm convinced.
We have a corrected 7-day outlook, and we'll show you the correct chance of rainfall. Only 10 to 20% for most of this week, but temperatures still staying warmer than normal. And we also have that rain. It's just pounding the Appalachians right now with flash flooding. We'll talk more about that at 11.
There you go. We'll see you at 11 o'clock with the correct weather forecast and more weird items off of menus.